Hi, this is Tanya from Blu Notebooks, and you're listening to So Booking Cool with Jewel B.
Welcome to So Booking Cool. It's Jewel B. And this episode, I chatted with the founder and general manager of Blu Notebooks, the first sketchbook made from pages with a unique look and feel of blueprint paper. To hear my conversation with Tanya, make sure you stay tuned.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm so excited to hear about Blu Notebooks, Tanya. What can you tell us about this product?
So essentially, the Blu Notebook is the first ever sketching journal made from pages with a unique look and feel of traditional blueprint paper, just as an architect would use when sketching out blueprints way back when. We generally pair the notebooks with a white gel pen. It just provides an aesthetically pleasing look as you write in the pages and create your modern-day blueprint for your everyday plans.
So who is the target audience? Is this for people, would you say, who want to be organized, or this can be for anyone who wants to express themselves?
So I would say that the book is for anyone who wants to express themselves. We've been getting a lot of interest from architects and contractors, but also interest from the mom who wants to keep their little kiddos occupied, and the creative artist who wants to doodle out a sketch and give nice contrast to the lights and the darks. So it really is, it's a cool book that appeals to all sorts of demographics, ages, and backgrounds. That's what makes it so special and unique.
So this company, is it based in Canada? Because I know the notebooks are also made in Canada.
Yep. So we print the notebooks in Canada. Our printer is located in Canada. Mm-hmm. We've been focusing a lot of our sales in the U.S. And is also based in Montreal. But with the beauty of remote working, I usually like to take my work with me everywhere I go. So I was actually just a couple weeks ago in Fort Lauderdale with my in-laws, working from my laptop and fulfilling orders from the beach. So it's really we're a unique and modern company from that aspect. But, yep, our printing is done in Montreal, Canada.
Mm-hmm. So what is your role within the company?
So I'm actually the founder, general manager, pretty much do everything, everyday entrepreneur. Yep, so from customer service to actually shooting and staging the book for the website and our social media. That's all me. I'm a jack of all trades, if you will.
Yeah. Were you always that way, like a jack of all trades from when you were a childhood? Did you know that you would become an entrepreneur and, just involved in different aspects of business and stuff?
That's a great question. So my background actually is a professional dancer. So I've gotten a lot of my creative juices from that artistic element of myself. But I'm also an academic. I finished my undergrad at the University of Toronto in political science, so I have a little bit more of an analytical side to me as well. And because of my diverse skill set, being an entrepreneur was a really natural and organic fit that I haven't looked back and just been rolling with it ever since.
What is something is there anything that you've recently learned, Tanya, about entrepreneurship?
That I've recently learned about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and how long have you been at it so far, too?
So with Blu Notebooks, I've been at it for the past 2 years. Prior to that, I've always dabbled in mini projects and side hustles, if you will. Mm-hmm. And freelance work. Things that I've learned recently as an entrepreneur, I guess just to be flexible and, learn how to adapt really on the fly. So one day you might be in your Google Analytics looking at how to optimize your number, and the next you'll be learning how to Photoshop a splotchy part out of a photo to make it look as clean and presentable as humanly possible. So just being adaptable and universal, I guess.
That's great advice. That makes sense.
Just like, yeah, you have to think on the fly, and yeah. And I'm just going to reiterate. I tend to repeat myself a lot and go off on tangents. So I guess that's the creative side of me. I just like run away with ideas. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. And speaking of creativity again, like how would you say Blu Notebooks enhances the creative experience?
So, what's unique about the Blu Notebook is the fact that they are from Blu Pages. So most notebooks you'll buy off the shelf and even from the e-commerce site, they're generally white pages and you use a dark pen. We've actually inversed that. So as you're using the pages, you really do get like that aesthetically pleasing feeling, that sensory just right. So as you're writing with the white ink, it really pops. And if you really want to bold in, I guess, your letters, your ideas, your sketches, you can go over the lines to really make it even bolder. So it really solidifies whatever you're writing and working on in your mind, because you're taking that extra care to really make your creations pop off the pages. So I would definitely say, because we've inversed the colors and inversed what we usually see as the norm, like dark ink on a white page, it really stands out a lot more in your mind as you're using the pages.
Are schools aware of the product yet? Like, have you been in contact with them? It sounds like it'd be great for students.
Yeah, actually, we did get some interest from Harvard and Yale. They've test piloted them. Yeah, they've sold a couple in their bookstores on campus. And within Canada, we sold the books at a couple colleges and a bookstore that services McGill, and we've sold out pretty much every time. A lot of engineering students and industrial design students cannot get enough of it. I remember last year when we were at the National Stationery Show, there was a trade show upstairs at the same time. Sorry, I was about to start speaking French. I'm from Montreal. So funny. There was a trade show happening upstairs. I forget what it's called, the ICSF. I could be wrong. Anyway, so there was a trade show happening upstairs, and there were some industrial design students from Virginia Tech that happened to wander into our booth when they decided to explore. And they literally could not stop playing with the books. And once we gave one book to one of the students, that one student brought in 5 more students, and they kept designing and kept getting excited over the pages and the contrast and how their sketches were looking on the pages. It was a really neat and fun experience for me as a business owner and founder of the notebooks. But yeah, no, we've gotten a lot of interest from students, and they absolutely love the book. And it excites me.
Yeah, I could imagine. So did you have a product like Blu Notebooks when you were a student?
No, actually, I didn't. But I was a student that liked to take my notes down by hand. I actually had a couple of notebooks completely packed, but I still keep to this day with all of my notes for all of my essays and papers. And I always looked for unique notebooks that weren't generally found on the shelves. And, yeah, if I would have had a notebook like Blu while I was in school, it would have been such a game changer in terms of keeping me engaged and making my notes look overall aesthetically beautiful.
Yeah, note-taking is key. Do you have any note-taking tips, by the way?
Note-taking tips. I would say, just from personal experience, I like to go outside of the lines, if you will. So when I was in school, I never liked using lined paper because, you know, it's a bit constricting. With the Blu Notebook, we've added a grid, so you have the option to go outside of the lines and draw diagonally, make your notes bigger and smaller. Specific tips, I would definitely say go outside the lines and write down your notes in a way that will really affirm and stick in your mind what you're writing down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best tip, I guess, but that's the first one that came to mind. And instinct is generally good to go off of, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Is the one more important than the other, like the actual notebook or the pens?
So I would say definitely the notebook is way more important than the pen. Because you'd always switch in and out different writing instruments. And once you have a great foundation, which is your notebook, you can play around with that and try different writing tools. So, for example, we sell the Blu Notebook with a white gel pen, but the pages work with any writing instrument. So you can apply pencil, you can apply a thick felt permanent marker, for example. The base really, truly is the notebook, and then from there you can play around with whatever writing instrument you want to get the desired aesthetic effect, if you will. So definitely the notebook.
What do you really want people to take away from the Blu Notebook, and who are you really, really like trying to reach?
So, with the Blu Notebook, we're really trying to start a movement to move away from our over-reliance on tech and, social media has really infiltrated our daily lives, and we're really relying and, hanging off of our personas online. The Blu Notebook is a way to, put the cell phone down and pick up a physical notebook and actually write out your ideas and translate your most creative thoughts in a tactile way. It's something that I think we started to lose as, a generation and as a society because of our over-reliance on tech. So we're trying to reach anyone who has that creative itch and needs a unique outlet to express themselves, essentially.
Ooh, that's powerful. I love that, Tanya. All right.
Amazing.
Yeah, come on, guys. I know you're listening to this and you're just wondering, how can you get Blu Notebook? So, Tanya, tell us about that. How can people keep up with you and the product, and how can they get their hands on it?
Fantastic. So, we actually have an e-com store, so wherever you are, you can order your very own Blu Notebook. So, the website is www.blunotebooks.com, but it's Blu Notebook without an E, so BLUNOTEBOOKS.com. And we're also available on Amazon, so if you are a Prime member, you can get next day shipping, which is super awesome if you're in a rush with all of your creative ideas. And we also have social media accounts that you can follow along and share your creative designs. So our Instagram is @Blu Notebooks. And we're also on Facebook.
Tanya, thank you so much for talking to So Book and Cool. Tanya, everyone.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege.
Oh, of course. I'm so happy that we got to do this, and you can come back anytime you'd like to in the future, okay?
Great, yes.
Thank you so much to all the listeners, and until next time, So Book and Cool.